Quebec is well known for producing the maple syrup, for its comedy, for making the hockey one of the most popular sports in the Canada. It is also renowned for its culture. Quebec produces literature, music, TV shows, films, festivals, folklore, and more. Today in this video, I'll be talking about Quebec's skilled worker program. Even though it has more programs, but this is the best one. One thing I want to tell you that Quebec has its own immigration authority with the programs and selection criteria unique to the province. See this video till the end so that we can discuss all the things in the detail. And subscribe my channel. Welcome to my channel. You are watching Meeta's vlogs. My name is Gurmeet Singh. Let's see the detail of this program. I have opened the detail of Quebec skilled worker program. It says that the Quebec skilled worker program has no list of eligible occupations. It is clearly saying that there is no list of the occupations, as in the Saskatchewan that says that these are the in-demand occupations, but in this there is no list of the eligible occupations. If the criteria set out by the Immigration Quebec are met, individuals will qualify for the program regardless of their occupation or field of expertise. It says that whatever is the criteria of the Immigration Quebec, if that is met, you can be qualified regardless of your occupation or field of expertise. Further, it says that the Quebec skilled worker immigration program has 2 steps to apply. There is a first step, and after that there is a second step. For apply this, first of all, it says that the applicant must apply to the Immigration Quebec to obtain their Immigration Quebec selection certificate. It means that first of all you need to go to the official site of the Quebec. Over there you will apply. I'll tell you how to apply for that. And to obtain the Immigration Quebec selection certificate, this is important, that if you apply for the Quebec and if you get the Quebec selection certificate, that means if you get the Quebec selection certificate, that means you have been nominated, you have been invited. It is the invitation, in the other words we can say. Further, it says after getting the Quebec selection certificate, applicants then apply to federal government to get their permanent resident visa. The first step is that you will apply in the official site of the Quebec, and over there if you get the Quebec selection certificate, then you go to the federal government to apply permanent resident visa. Further, it says that the Quebec skilled worker program is a program that does not require a valid job offer. Okay, that's good, that without a job offer a person can apply for this. The program selects candidates for permanent residents who are likely to become economically established and who have the intention of residing in the Quebec. Program will select only the candidates for permanent resident, those who will add something economically in the Quebec, and those who have the intention of residing in Quebec. Further, it says that the Quebec skilled worker program has specific criteria based on Quebec's culture uniqueness, and applicant can include their spouse, common law partner, and any dependent children on their application as well. In fact, under the Quebec skilled worker program, additional points are awarded to the applicants with families, especially those with young children. This is good, that you can get additional points with the families, and it is saying especially the person who has young children. Okay, further we will be talking about the requirements for the Quebec skilled worker program. In the first requirement, it says that a person must be under 40 years old. Secondly, a person need a bachelor degree in any stream. Okay, Further, it says that you need to have work experience of at least 2 years, minimum 2 years experience you need to have. As I told you that valid job offer in Quebec, candidates should note that a job offer is not required, but if you have the job offer, then you can get additional points for that also. Further, it says that application who do not have knowledge of French but who have strong credentials in other areas can still be eligible to apply. Without the French, a person can also apply for the Quebec because it is known by many people that French is required for the Quebec. But this is not the case if you do not have the French language and you are good at English language, you have good score. In that case also you can be eligible to apply. Further, it says that a single applicant must score at least 50 points. If the single person is applying for the Quebec PNP, Quebec Skilled Worker Program, minimum he needs to have 50 points. But if the person is applying with a spouse, in that case that person must have 59 points. Further, we will be talking about the points. Points are awarded for French proficiency, though it is not an eligibility requirement for the program. As I told earlier that you will get additional points for the French proficiency, but this is not the requirement. Further, it says that if you earlier visited the Quebec or your family, in that case also you will get some additional points. In the next stage, for the points, it says if you has done the education in the Quebec, like a Quebec diploma or degree you have, that will also give you additional points. This is not mandatory, but if you have these things you will get additional points. In the further requirement, it says that once a CSQ has been issued, applicants must then successfully complete medical and security examinations in order to be granted permanent resident status. So this is the Quebec selection certificate. Once you apply in the Quebec, in the official site of the Quebec, if you get the Quebec selection certificate, then further it says that you need to successfully complete medical and security examinations in order to be granted permanent resident status. Okay. Further, it says that you must have the intention to reside within the province of the Quebec. Further, it says that you must not have any criminal records, and physically you must be fit and fine. Now we will be talking about the processing fees for Quebec Skilled Worker Program. Application processing fee are updated in January of each year. Here are the updated fees for a skilled worker in year 2022. Accidentally I have mentioned over there 2021, but this is the fees of the 2022. Principal applicant, the fee of the principal applicant is $844. Each accompanying family member of the principal applicant needs to pay $181. For the solo application, for the single person, if the single person applies, then he just needs to pay only $844. But if he adds any member, then he needs to pay $181 for each person. Further, it says that in most cases your fees will include processing fees for you and anyone you include on your application. The second point is the right of the permanent resident fee, third biometrics, and the fourth one is third party fees if there is any. Further, it tells us about the completing an expression of interest in immigrating to Quebec. Foreign nationals submit an expression of interest profile through the ARIMA portal. So as I told you that first of all you need to apply in the official site of the Quebec. Over there in the official site you will see the ARIMA portal. This is the portal where you put the file. It says through the ARIMA portal you can apply and enter into the ARIMA pool of candidates. As for the federal government, there is a express entry pool. Over there people put the file in the pool. So same, if you want to apply for the Quebec, then you need to enter into the ARIMA pool of candidates. No documents are required at this stage. When you apply for the Quebec, over there, when you apply for the Quebec skilled worker program, so as I told you that you need to register into the ARIMA portal, and in this state you do not need to show any document. Further, it says that it is saying us about the invitation to submit a permanent selection application. Once you have filed your expression of interest on ARIMA, it will be placed in the expression of interest bank. In this way, when you register on the ARIMA portal, you are showing the expression of interest, right? From this bank, people whose profile corresponds to the Quebec's needs and who have good potential for integration are invited to submit an application for permanent selection. If you are invited, you will receive a communication in your ARIMA message center with the information needed to access a form and submit a permanent selection application. After you have applied through the ARIMA portal, if you are invited, you will receive that communication in the ARIMA message. You need to log in the ARIMA portal, and over there you can see that you have been invited or not. Further, it says that you can receive an invitation to submit your permanent selection application at any time. It is therefore important to regularly update your expression of interest. Regularly you need to update, regularly you need to check your ARIMA portal that you have got any invitation from the government or not. Further, it says if you provide incorrect information in your expression of interest, your invitation could be cancelled. Yes, it applies in all the cases. Even if you apply for any other PNP, if you apply through the express entry, in that case also, if you provide any incorrect information or wrong information, then your invitation could be cancelled. Further, it says us about the applying for permanent selection in the regular skilled worker program. Once you have received an invitation, you must fill out and submit a permanent selection application form. There is a form which you need to fill after getting the invitation. You will receive the confidential information to access the form in your ARIMA message center. As of the date you receive the invitation, you have maximum of 30 days to submit your application and pay the processing fees. Once the time frame has passed, your application will no longer be valid. Once you have got the invitation, after that you have only 30 days. Within the 30 days, you need to submit your application, you need to pay your processing fees. That is okay. If you do not do this in the time frame, your application will no longer be valid. Processing of your permanent selection application. The processing of your permanent selection application will begin when you have completed and signed the permanent selection application form. Your application, once you submit the application, it will go further only when you have completed and signed the permanent selection application form. When you have submitted the form within the prescribed time frame, provided the requested documents in the required format, and you have paid the processing fees for your application. These things are important. When you submit your application, these things you need to follow anyhow. Further, it says your permanent selection application will be reviewed according to the selection grid for the skilled worker program of the Quebec. Once you have been invited, you have signed the form, you have signed the application form, you have submitted the form within a time frame, whatever is required over there, and you have given all the things within the time frame, and also you have paid the processing fees. After that, your it says that your permanent selection application will be reviewed according to the selection grid for the skilled worker program. There is a grid according to they will evaluate you, and if you are evaluated positively, then you will get the Quebec selection certificate. It was all about this Quebec skilled worker program. In this video, we have seen that there is no legible list of the occupations. But if you are okay according to the criteria of the Quebec, you can be invited regardless of the occupation or field of your expertise. Apart from this, if you want to know about any other PNP, about the access entry, about the Canadian immigration, anytime you can write down to me. My email ID is mentioned on the screen. I'll be more than happy to assist you. Thank you for watching this video. Always be positive.